Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is the New Mutants Classic Volume 1. I've kind of shown this in a bunch of videos. In my last video, I kind of left it, I mean, it was kind of a long rant, and I was kind of pissed off, and mainly because I was so frustrated with the New Mutants movies, and honestly, probably frustrated in general with Fox's interpretation of the X-Men. Not that I think Disney is going to be any better, just being honest here. But what I wanted to do in this video, a real quick one right here, as I'm kind of going on a bit of a break for a bit, not a long break, just probably a week or so, is to talk about the first issue of New Mutants, not the graphic novel, the actual first issue of New Mutants, and kind of go over the New Mutants as they were in the comic book, right? So this is New Mutants number 1. We open up splash page, we get basically the original gang, Bobby Acosta, Sam Guthrie, Dani Moonstar, Rahne Sinclair, and Sean Claremont. The original team did not have Magic, Ileana Rasputin in it. It instead had Sean, who I think probably would have been a better choice for the movie, honestly, but you know, whatever. In typical Hollywood fashion, they just wanted to pick whatever character they thought would, I guess, yield the most amount of dollars out of fanboys. Which, to be fair, they got my money, so hopefully they didn't get yours. But I wanted to talk about this because there's something interesting. So this issue is pretty cool. This is just after the team is formed. Stevie Hunter, who was a very popular character that Chris Claremont made during the 80s for the X-Men and the New Mutants, is washing Sean's hair and giving her a haircut. And they're all kind of laughing, and it's very much really like young adult, almost teenage, sort of Hardy Boys kind of humor, right? That's going on here. What was that? I'm trying to remember what the name, Nancy Drew, or the series of like the girl detective novels. I'm trying to remember like those really old teenager novels that they used to have. I can't remember them though, at the top of my head anyway. But I wanted to show you this. So here we have a dialogue right here where Rahne is kind of complaining about her hair. Rahne's hair never grows. That's kind of like part of the side effect of her mutant abilities, right? And she kind of complains that, I'll never be pretty because my hair never grows. And then Bobby kind of gives her a very sly compliment, and then gives her a kiss on the hand while continuing to sort of flirt her up. And what's interesting is her reaction. You know, she says, "Oh, he kissed me. Does that mean he likes me?" So this is kind of basic, sort of tropey, young boy-girl kind of writing that Chris Claremont employs here. But it establishes a fact here, right? Clearly, at the bare minimum, Rahne isn't gay, all right? Because in general, a woman who is gay would not react that way to a man kissing her. Just saying right here. So clearly a liberty was taken there. So this issue is pretty interesting. Dani accidentally uses her powers on Sean, and a very dark backstory is kind of revealed about Sean and her background being a refugee from Vietnam. Very, very great writing. The names aren't necessarily 100% accurate if you think about Vietnamese names, which I have some knowledge of, but Chris Claremont still writes a really good and believable backstory for Sean. If you want more information about Sean, by the way, codename Karma, if you buy Marvel Team Up number 100, I believe, that is her origin with, I think, also Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. A really good issue, by the way. Anyhow, she reacts, and her and Dani have a bit of a fight. They kind of have to break everybody apart. And the rest of the issue is mainly about Dani feeling extremely guilty for what she did and feeling just almost embarrassed about what happened. And she's kind of walking around the mansion trying to avoid the other New Mutants, going through the X-Men's rooms before Professor Xavier brings them in. And they go and they have a training session in the Danger Room. Yeah, you love how, like, in the old days, how much stuff gets jammed into one comic book. It's kind of awesome. This is still one issue at this point. Look at how much happens. So they go in, and Professor Xavier kind of explains to them the Danger Room and what they'll be doing, what they'll be training. And you kind of go through the first episode of everyone trying to do the whole cross the room gag that Professor Xavier uses as a training method. So Sam Guthrie tries to blast through, and he gets tricked and beaten. Rahne tries to use her wolf powers to get through, and she can't make it. Bobby tries to fight his way through, it doesn't work. A whole bunch of fun stuff till it makes it to Dani, and Dani is still so embarrassed and frustrated about what happened between her and Sean or Karma that she can't do it, and she eventually breaks and runs away out of fear. And during this time, Rahne kind of runs after her to go talk to her. And here you get an even better explanation. So they go back and forth talking about Rahne can clearly feel and see that Dani is troubled, and they also have a telepathic rapport, so she kind of also knows that something's not right. And Rahne kind of cheers her up, and they try to, talk it out, and Dani kind of vents to Rahne. And you got this dialogue right here. It's so much fun. Life's so uncomplicated that sometimes I find myself wishing I could stay a wolf forever and never be human again. And then Dani says, I'd miss you. And Rahne would go back, oh, I'd never leave my friends, Dani, no matter what. I never had any to speak of in Scotland. So obviously I can't do a Scottish accent, so I'm not even going to try in this case. But what is established here? So first off, she's embarrassed and blushing when Bobby kisses her. So clearly she's attracted to boys. And then here, when they're going and they're having a heart-to-heart talk with her and Dani alone, she pretty much says right there, I'd never leave my friends, Dani. Friends, okay? How this gets misinterpreted into a lesbian relationship is beyond me, because pretty much this is the case through all of the issues of the New Mutants, at least for the Chris Claremont run, right? That they mainly have they have a close friendship, but it's, mainly platonic. They're not, they're not in love or attracted to each other. In general, right, Bobby and Sam both kind of play the sort of male desirables for a lot of the females or female leads within the New Mutants, right? Like, just to kind of, I don't want to spoil it completely, but essentially, right, Dani and Sam have a thing going on where Dani is constantly flirting with Sam, and Sam kind of like, brushes it off or kind of laughs it off. Rahne has a secret crush on Sam, and then what is it? Sam has a big crush on Magma Amara, right? And then who else? I think Doug has a bit of a crush or a thing for Kitty Pryde, who Kitty Pryde is kind of half in, half out with the X-Men and the New Mutants during this 80s era, right? But anyhow, yeah, they all go off to go shopping at the mall, and Dani kind of sneaks into the danger room to do her own sort of exercises, and you're left on a bit of a cliffhanger on this issue leading into the next issue, which kind of reveals a little bit of spoiler alert of the Brood's involvement back on Earth. Yeah, what was my purpose of bringing this issue up? From the very beginning, it's pretty clearly established by Chris Claremont's writing the relationship between Dani and Rahne, and it's only like further beaten down in the next 55 issues or so, right? They're really close friends and they work well together. They're not attracted to each other, nor is there really any evidence that they're attracted to women in general, right? Dani flirts with Sam all the time, and Rahne, has a secret crush, or well, not so secret in certain cases, on Sam. So yeah, just fuck you, Hollywood. Just completely ruining the classics and ruining these great issues. Anyhow, that will probably be my last New Mutants vent for a while. I think I'm going to take a break off the New Mutants just for a bit. I just kind of wanted to get this off my chest and do some other types of comics. Probably going to do Batman. I've always wanted to do the Nightfall storyline, so I'm probably going to go over Batman a bit, and then also do some bande dessinées and some manga. I've kind of been avoiding those for a while, and I want to go back and make sure I do some more manga and BDs. Anyhow, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. If you got any comments on the New Mutants issue number 1 and the real New Mutants characters, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.